Guys, welcome to the garage. So today I want to talk about storing your Tesla, kind of long-term storage, like for a week or two, you're going away, you're going to leave the car. Let's talk about, first off, if you're going to leave it in your garage where you have access to power to plug it in. So you're going to want to have some kind of charging ability in your garage. So I've got the wall connector here for my car. I also have the mobile connector that can just plug into a regular household outlet or have the NEMA 1450 plug. So some kind of charging for the car is going to be best. So what would want to do is when we're going to leave the car for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it might be, we're just going to plug it in with the wall connector. We're just going to plug in, and we're going to come in here and adjust the charge level. So currently the charge is at about 45% here, and what I want to do is I want to take my charge level gauge and I can move it down to about 50%. So I'd probably leave it somewhere between 50 and 60%. So you want to move the charge down, plug this in, and then just let it charge up and keep at 50%. This will do a few things. It'll make sure that the car doesn't drop down below 10 or 5%. So you don't want to keep it at a really low level. You don't want to keep it at a high level. You want to keep it, right here in the middle is going to be the ideal place to keep the battery long term. Also, if you have it at 50%, it'll slowly charge it, keep it topped up so that it stays and remains around 50% while you're gone. When you're about to come back, maybe the day before you come back, you can then adjust the charge limit back up to like 80%, for your daily driving needs. You can adjust it there, and that way over the course of the day before you get home, before you get back to your car, it can be charged back up to 80%, and you're ready to use it the next day when you get home. Leaving it in your garage plugged in and lowering the charge limit, that's the easiest situation. Now let's talk about what's going to happen if you have to leave it outside and you don't have access to power. Okay, so you've probably heard that these cars consume power when they're parked, and there's several things that will consume power. Tesla's actually made it easier. So what I would recommend doing is if you're going to be parking this for a few weeks outside, I would get to your destination where you're going to be parking with as high of charge limit as you're able to. It's probably 90-95% if you can get up to there. Charge up to that. That way your car is going to have enough buffer that it's not going to get all the way down to zero. So I would charge at a higher amount. Tesla's also made this really easy in a new update. This is just as of in September of 2025 that they've done this. They have on the charging screen, there's a low power mode. Now if we go into this low power mode info, it tells us the things that it disables. All of these things, Sentry mode, summon, accessory power on, climate on, preconditioning, cabin overheat protection, all of those things consume power when you're away from the car. So if you turn on low power mode here, it's asking me if I want to do that. I can push yes. I would do that if you're going to be parking long term, but also there's a new feature under here where you can go into the vehicle consumption screen. If we go into this blue bar here, this takes us into our energy screen, and then you can see how there's different categories: drive, park, and consumption. We can see how much power we're using for actual different activities. So as far as the screen time, conditioning, cabin overheat, Sentry mode, mobile app use also takes up some of the energy. You can see all the different systems that are using power when you're away from the car. So if we enable low power mode, that's going to help turn all these things off so that we're not going to have that drain on the battery while we're away. Another tip is to make sure that you're not always checking the app. So I would do like a hard close on the app and then not go in and check the app, so that way, because every time you check the app and it wakes the car up, that's going to use power. So avoid using the app, avoid checking on it, because that's going to help reduce the power consumption and the power loss from just sitting there. Now, a few things you can do if it's really hot outside. You can get sunshades. I'll leave a link to some of these, but you can get sunshades and put them throughout your car, the roof, all of the side windows, the rear window, the front. You can kind of black out the inside of your car so that way no one can see into it. It's going to help keep the radiant heat out of it, so it's going to help the inside keep cooler, and it's going to help kind of with the privacy and security of your car. I think the low power mode is a really cool feature. That kind of has eliminated the going in and turning off all of the systems manually. Before, you had to go in and turn off the Sentry mode, the dash cam, the outlets, the cabin overheat protection. The low power mode kind of does all that for you. So you don't have to go in and mess with all the settings. Just go in and toggle that on, and you basically can just leave the car. Guys, so these cars do really well when you're parking them. If you're not constantly checking the app, if it's relatively mild temperatures, you're not going to lose a whole lot of range. But when you get to those extreme temperatures, that's where you can experience some range loss, especially if it gets really cold and the battery is heating itself. Even on low power mode, it's still going to use power from the battery to heat itself. Now, it's not going to be that bad. It could probably sit for several weeks and be just fine. You wouldn't lose a whole lot of range. But the rule of thumb with all Teslas is that you always want to be charging, always have them plugged in if you can. If you're storing it outside for a long time, just be aware of the low power mode. Toggle that so that way you're not going to lose a lot of range. Hey, be aware of the etiquette of other cars around you. If you're going to leave your car for 10, 12 days and you're going to leave it plugged into a public charger where other cars might need it more than you would, just be considerate of others when you're leaving your car for long term at a public charger. Tesla's adding this low power mode and the charging screen is a great feature, so it's something that you should use if you're concerned about the battery and you don't want to lose much range over the course of just leaving your car. So guys, hopefully this was helpful or informational. If you have any other tips, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching the video. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.